Not recorded.
Okay, we're starting the select board meeting Thursday, July 11th. Welcome, everybody. Reviewing the agenda. Am I supposed to read the agenda out loud?
No.
Okay,
Everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody present except our guest is.
okay, has everybody gone over it?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
and the minutes from June 20th. The last meeting, I've gone over it, it looked good to me.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I'll second it. All in favor?
You were good with it, right? Oh, yeah, okay, read them over.
Okay, citizens input. I guess that is. Where you come in.
Okay. I haven't met you. I'm Chris Pritchard.
Hi.
Melanie.
Melody.
Yeah, Melanie.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me come.
Yes,
So, my name's Chris Pritchard, and I just wanted to reach out, been trying to visit all the towns and select boards and. So I'm gonna be a candidate for, House Representative for this area. And the other four towns involved. So I'm just stopping and saying hi and introducing myself and letting people know a little bit about me. I was born in Burlington, Vermont at Fanny Allen Hospital. Grew up and lived all my life here. Grew up in South Pulteney, went through the Pulteney school system. And after I graduated, I went directly into the workforce in the automotive field. And eventually became a service manager at Chevrolet Volkswagen dealership in Manchester that Jim and John Hand ran. Worked for them for 27 years and they retired. And when they did, I finished up my last 6 years at what's Oliver Subaru, in Rutland. Met my wife at Green Mountain College. She was a student. We met in the dish room. I was loading the dishwasher. She was unloading it. Next year will be our 40th wedding anniversary. She became a school teacher, started right out of college at the Wells Village School. Out there for 13 or 14 years, and she was approached when the Meadowy School formed for Rupert Pollock, West Pollock. She started when the school opened, and she put in her 40 years, and we both retired about 3 years ago. So, when we got married, I moved to Rupert. We bought our first house in Rupert. I was pretty active in the community over there. An old gentleman used to walk up and down the road. He was on the select board, and we could stop and chew the fat for a while. And he encouraged me to get on the planning commission, so I did. Spent some years there. A few chats later, he encouraged me to run for the select board, so I did. And I served several terms there. I was appointed to the Bennington County Regional Planning Commission, and I served there for a while. And we ended up moving back to Bolton, where I grew up. Kind of just stayed out of the fray. My wife liked to garden, and I'd like to just putz around. So, that's what I did. I just took an interest and wanted to get involved in this, and it's way out of my comfort zone. But, I've had some good conversations, and I'm just trying to, get out and reach people. Stuff that interests I do now. I've been a hunter safety instructor for the state of Vermont for, I think, 33 years now. Used to give courses in Rupert. I now give them at the Pulteney Fire Department with Martin Van Buren. And I'm involved and have been, this will be my 17th or 18th year with the UVM 4-H shooting sports program. We have a club in Pollitt, and so we instruct kids on a bunch of different disciplines, 22 rifle, archery, wildlife stuff. We're gonna be having our statewide Olympics, or Jamboree here in another week, so I'm gonna be off the campaign trail for that 5 days, setting it up and meeting people and. But I wanted to, I tried to reach out to the select boards and the town clerks and some of the functions in the different towns, just to introduce myself and get out and talk to folks, and it's, so far it's been great. I talked to people that support me, I talked to people that support Robin, and we've had good conversations.
Yep.
Some of the people that I talked to that support Robin will still support Robin, and that's okay. But to me, it's just about getting out and seeing what people think and, listen to them and tell them my concerns and so on and so forth. So, that's pretty much it. And I appreciate you giving me this time
Yes,
to speak to you and thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
I'm gonna go to my next thing, if that's okay.
Yep.
I hate to miss the meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. One question. You live in one of the 4 towns in this district?
I do. I live in Pollitt.
In Polish.
Sorry, thank you,
Just a
Gail.
second.
I do. I live in Pollitt. I live in, on North Pollitt Road, so. If anybody's familiar with Scotty Cleveland's farm, that's where I live over there. And we've been there about 3 years. We moved from Endless Brook Road in Pulteney by the state park. I loved it there. My wife didn't love the road so much, and finally the road won, so we had to get off it, but.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
yeah,
so yeah, that's my deal, and I look forward, I'm trying to reach out to as many people as I can. There's 4,000 people in the district. There's no way I'm gonna do that, but, I'm gonna do as many as I can. And try to get my ideas out there and listen to them, and I just really wanna have fun with this.
Yeah,
And
yep.
I want to have.
Yep.
Should be too much anger in politics today.
yes,
It needs to.
So is that some of your concerns?
It's yeah, and I'm gonna stay away from that, Frey, I guess my big concern is the spending.
Mhm.
I'm really concerned about it, and I'm concerned about it. Because I've grown up, I've lived here, I've worked in this county all my life, see what's happening
Yeah.
to people. Worried about it.
yeah,
So that's my big thing, and I'm not really gonna, I can't solve, I'm not gonna attempt to solve the federal things, that's way over my pay grade. But I'm focused, I just wanna focus on the local people,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And, see if I can make a difference for them. So
Yeah.
That's my deal. So. Thank you. very
no
much.
problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
And all the people there. Thank you.
You enjoy the rest of your meeting, and I will not hog any more of your air conditioning. So Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Yes.
Okay, so. Any other citizens input before we move on? No? Okay, highway,
So. We took the crack seal machine back. Think it went fairly well. I did find out that the Nikon is now $7,000 a day instead of $4,500 a day,
Wow.
so. Yeah,
Hmm.
we did pretty good. I think we got like 9 or 10 days out of it. We put 2 tons of rubber into the cracks in our roads, so. We didn't get it all done, but we knocked a big hole in it. So other than that one, we've been mowing. We did some grading the other day before the storm. Just did some hills and stuff, puts chloride down.
Can I ask something about that?
Yeah.
I've noticed you've done it before, you grade just before it rains, and I always thought you're not supposed to do that. Is that something new or better
it's-
practice or something?
Compaction likes moisture. So you get, it compacts better
well, it's
when you
wet.
got moisture involved. It's a lubricant, so it smashes in there.
Really now? I don't know. I'm just asking because I've had people ask me, so I thought. I
No,
would just
and yeah,
relate to you.
that's it. When you're doing compaction under a slab or anything like that, you add water,
Right.
compaction goes up.
As long as
And-
it's not too much.
Right.
It
And it, I mean, I would
washes
agree.
it
We
away.
skimmed that storm, didn't we?
I would have graded before that if I had time. I just, that was the day that. I made it happen.
What did we, not to interrupt you, but did we end up with any issues? No, okay, I didn't think so.
No,
Two more bills from them today. The fuel and something else. Okay, the crack seal people. Like $850. There's a,
I don't know, send it to me about that. It shouldn't,
oh,
shouldn't be anything. Let's see, we're working on. Pent Road, Gulf Road intersection up there, we're doing the grant, we're doing some ditching, still lining, and there's. Segments that are not up to par that we're getting up to par. Patriots Culvert. Is the one on the lawn down there, tentatively, that's last week of July. We're gonna put that in, but I'm gonna wait to post anything till it gets closer. Because Dan's kind of on a sliding schedule. But tentatively, that's what he told me. That's what I got.
So are you closing the road when you do that?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
close it for, well. We'll close it for a while. I'm not sure how long we want to close it for. But we'll see.
well, it's a while. A day or a week, or part of the day.
You're probably gonna be closing it on a week.
Probably.
Oh, you should put some signs up now that says. This road's gonna be closed, there's a lot of people right that one.
You could also put some in the porch forum.
Well, that's why I can't until I know
What
what.
do you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
Cause.
Yeah, we
Alright.
still need to go through those signs too at some
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Paving, Tom says late August. I made some calls on the new truck, cause they said call. In July. And, Jeff Delary is retired. So. I actually haven't called them yet. I called another company and talked to them a little bit, so I'll have more information for you on that. Next meeting. Do we want to send me and possibly a select board member to sit on the Wells? Select board meeting?
Oh, for the upcoming,
For winter.
Yep.
We've got. August, September, October,
don't. Man,
we've got 3 meetings before winter. So,
that's,
It's reality, come on, get with it.
and I know how, I mean. It's gonna take a while to get that ironed out, so I'd rather have it ironed out now. Or at least be started on it.
And so whoever goes. Can talk with the board, but they can't make any
Right.
decisions. for this board. They
Right.
have to come back here and this
Yeah.
board will have to make
Yep.
a decision.
But we should have some interface between the two, I think.
and some ideas to bring back, yes.
Or and some ideas to take. You
Mhm.
know, how we think it should work and how we'd like it. to
So-
go, how they-
Maybe what we do is we put it on our agenda for our August meeting. Come up with some ideas. And attend, I don't know what their select board meeting schedule
Tuesday
is,
nights. Every other Tuesday.
every other Tuesday. Select board meeting every other Tuesday? Oh, boy, I've never joined that select board. So,
Well, they're a larger town. can
yeah,
work
they
that.
are.
But that could be doable because we would meet on a Thursday and
Mhm.
either that following Tuesday or the Tuesday after that.
So what do you guys think about doing that?
Yeah.
Put it on our agenda for next
Mhm.
one. we can come up with some preliminary stuff, take it with us and then,
Yeah, and I would say.
We should
Eric
bring
should-
ideas to the
Yeah,
meeting.
and
Yes.
Eric should have some ideas as well, I would think.
yeah, we can,
It should be really,
Yeah.
we can
but
collaborate on it. Right, I mean, it should be, but. Easy things tend to get
That's- why I
overcomplicated,
said should.
yeah,
So can you give us a little synopsis of what happened the last time they discussed it? The Wells Board did discuss it.
they
I
did,
thought they were willing.
Yeah, it sounded like they were interested.
William, we were gonna do. some
Trucking for 'em.
for 'em. Yeah,
But we
we're gonna provide them a
Have to
driver and a
actually-
truck,
speak with them.
yeah, and, and we,
face to face is good.
so if we, another thing too, that's obviously got to be brought up is insurance. If we're. I think that's something that's gonna have to be brought up to. Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns,
I think we should all be covered under the same insurance because I can go
We all-
to any other town right now.
Mm.
Cause we're in that network of
right?
backup.
It might not be a bad idea just to double check it.
That would be.
I know, I think you're right, I think you're right, but
I think we're all covered. But this is, we need to. We need to get rolling on it.
it's only July.
Now you're only gonna have two meetings
I
after the meeting we come back with.
know, I predict the snow is gonna hold off until December.
I told you to.
Okay.
So I have a question about the reach of the mowing. I wanna go back to mowing. How
Yeah.
far out can it go?
I believe it can go 22 feet.
Um, Doesn't, has it been going out that far?
No, I'm trying to get 2 passes on everything
Mm,
right now,
yeah,
and I honestly think. You could spend as much time as you have. In that machine.
yeah.
Oh, there's a
Well,
lot,
the parsnip's a lot again. so
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I believe
get it out of
with
there.
my whole heart that you could spend as much.
Oh, Danny could have done a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more,
It's just not. It's not a quick thing, you know, there's stuff hiding in the grass. And-
Yeah, so they have to get off and you have to move it and stuff.
Well, there's stuff that doesn't move too, like stumps and rocks.
well, so Danny, how long did it take Dan to do it? And he was designated only to doing that, how long did it take him to do it?
Yeah, well, he
Couple-
charged us $12,000.
A couple weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you mostly worked on weekends, right?
He did work on weekends and nights and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, at $100 an hour, that's $100 at $10,000. I thought it was 12,
Mm,
so that's $120.
it's a lot,
Yeah,
As long as we're tracking our time and. We need to book. We put my time on us and whatever, compare it to.
Yeah.
But I'm going after stuff that you would go after. too.
right,
So it's not-
it's
like I
different
said,
when
you
you,
have to, you have to go like this sometimes and go, okay, I'm gonna go for 2 rows here.
mm.
And then we'll go back after and we'll go for some more. And then we get in.
yeah,
Those blades get sharpened at all, or they just? Big bump interest in-
I sharpened them a little bit this morning. They're kind of rounded on the ends. They're flippable. We were gonna flip them this morning, but they're castle nut and cotter pins. And the cotter keys were kind of like. It wasn't gonna be a 2-minute thing. So I said I'll sharpen them today and we'll try and flip them one day.
Yeah.
See if it does a little bit nicer.
In some places, it seems like it cuts really well, and in
Yeah.
other places, it's. I think.
probably depends on thickness too of what you're
Yeah, it
cutting.
depends on what you're cutting and it depends, you have to keep it real close to the ground to make it do a really nice job.
Yeah,
But if you got a lot of this. On the side of the
Yeah.
road, it's really hard to keep it close to the ground because it smashes into the dirt.
yeah, that's not good.
And you're like, oh.
I think that's what happened to Dan down here when the mower stopped.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it shut it off.
Yeah.
It sounded horrendous and
It's a
shut it
thing.
off.
It's a thing. I was trying to do the bank on North End Road there and I came around the sign and it just kind of
Mm.
swallowed itself into the dirt. And I'm like, you son of a, why'd you do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Um. So everything, the south, most of the south end is done. Done until next time.
Mhm.
Then there's a little bit, the East Road needs to be done again. All the tires been done one time around. There's a little bit more on Cobb Hill, needs to be done. And then I've got. one
Up near the-
pass,
Up near the pond, up near the
Yeah,
swamps,
between the
yes.
corner, between Baloo's and the corner. there.
Yeah,
But we're. I know where I've been, where I haven't been, so.
seems to be growing quite quick
Well, that's
this
the thing, we
year.
went around all the tar roads once, and then by the time we got done, it didn't look like we did anything. So, it's like,
Yeah,
Time for him again.
I think that's all I got for you.
okay, quotes for security system.
Both of them, if you have a basic, package, it's $300 a year. One was $299, one was $399. And they said their lead time was about a month for an install.
And so is that included monitoring fee,
So that's $300 a year.
$300 a year?
Yeah.
And install is,
That was included in your bid. What you got? You got what's up?
yeah, I don't remember what they are either.
I know Countryside whooped right.
Yeah.
But there again too, you're also dealing with Royals, they're only, what, a couple of days a week, so God forbid you need them, it's
Right.
gonna be it's gonna be and I assume they got an answering service, but how, you know, how well is their service gonna be?
Well, they were way more expensive too, so.
Yeah,
They were very.
The school pays way more than that.
They may have, there's dual monitoring. Like you can have two phone lines come into it. So it's a more sophisticated system. I was assuming that we were probably not gonna go for that. So
it's basic, I mean, it's one room. The school's got,
No, and that. If the alarm goes off. Where does it get called into and who do they call? I thought that's what we were checking on, you know. A monthly service or a yearly service. You know, if the alarm goes off down there. Nobody hears it. Is it ringing into country?
Oh,
Yes, that's the monitor.
it would ring into Countryside. And it should ring into 911.
Right.
It should trigger dispatch.
Yeah, Countryside usually calls whoever's number they got on fire.
But the school automatically goes to dispatch and. Not what are that,
Yeah, that's the 300, that was the simple 300. Like I said, there's more than one, there's a more complicated dual line thing that they said you have to, it does internet things and all that, and I was like, I don't really think we need that.
yeah, I mean, as long as it triggers Countryside and automatically triggers 911.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we don't really need it to get too elaborate.
Right.
I didn't think the school's called 911. I think it rings into Countryside. Or it goes off and then the school has to call Countryside or something.
So,
That's the way it used to be. I mean, I haven't been up there. in
So-
10
But
years.
we've had calls when nobody's been at the building. How does that happen, right?
because the alarm automatically trips,
So 911, right?
yes.
Yeah,
So it trips to 911. And I've called Catamount and they have not known that it even has gone off.
So there's something not right with their system.
So, but the thing is, there might not be anything wrong with their system. They're not good at monitoring what they do. They're not good at their job. They're,
Okay.
fire alarm's going off and it takes them an hour to get here. It's just, yeah, but it does trigger 911. So I don't know if it goes 911 and then goes to Cadam or whatever it is. Or how, I would assume 911 would get triggered first. Cause you'd want fire rolling first before it went to
Well, I'm
the
assuming
alarm company.
if it's a. It probably depends on if it's a fire or if it's an alarm, you know, it might not, it might be a security. Too. You know what I mean, so they wouldn't necessarily need the fire to go to the security call. There's,
Is that system gonna do a security breach? If it's
I
gonna
think
be a,
it's just a fire,
just fire,
they may have put motions. I don't know if they put motion sensors in there.
sprinkler or just alarm?
The sprinkler was $20,000.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we kept it under 5,000
Okay.
square feet. Yeah, it was like,
No, I know, I just didn't,
we went to sprinkler and everybody's head just went.
yes. I didn't think so, I just. But yeah, I am 90% sure that's the way that school is set up. So it goes to 911. And Catamount. Or not Catamount, yeah, Catamount. But anyway, so as long as it gets to Countryside and 911. We should be good. And my bedroom's on that side of the house, I'll smell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't hear it, but you'll smell it,
You'll
right?
smell it, it's too late.
Yeah,
It's too late at that point, that's another building.
ring the hot dogs, marshmallows, uh,
So do we need to decide which one we're using? Are we gonna kick that can down the road in another month or?
well, that's on the list that has to be. That's part of the,
Purple one for it, or you can-
Wasn't there a grant? I thought there was a
I
grant.
haven't applied for the insurance.
Oh.
I can apply for a grant, once you know what the. I thought I had that one here.
yeah,
Quick as I can. Now they got sent out. I don't know.
Yeah. it's
Yes,
the
I know.
ones.
I keep coming across them and it's oh.
Put them through your phone.
oh, I know I got it at home in my desk.
I've got it in my email.
Probably in the sentence.
And I don't know that I have it in my, paper file anymore, but.
In your folder there. Which you know,
Fire alarm system for town garage, board discussed quotes from Countryside,
Royal.
Royal
was-
Glass. Countryside was 8,775, Royal Glass was 15,000. That was it.
Well, 8,000 wins.
This is,
87.75.
Yeah,
and if it's essentially the same price per year, then yeah, Countryside,
Yes,
the apparently or is a little better.
yep. But then we, we just gotta decide how we want to pay for it.
So that was,
Thank you.
So that one's 15 and this
Yeah.
one is. That plus. I don't know what it means here when it says basic security installed 3 motion sensors and 2 hinge doors. Another 889.
That's probably, it's just the little buttons on the doors.
Yeah.
So if the door opens and the alarms don't set off that's security.
Oh, motion, that's
Yeah,
part,
so
that's
no,
part of
I'm
the
Just saying,
motion,
probably
okay,
We want to include that
Yeah.
in
yeah,
the total.
alright, so
He said the motion sensors are gonna be a little tricky in there, cause there's big equipment, so you. Have to place them carefully.
So it'd be 96.65 basically.
Put my calculator away. 96.65. Still way cheaper.
Mhm.
So. Do we need to make a motion to accept Countryside? And then. Figure out payment or,
What grant is it?
If it's a League of Cities and Towns, right? Don't
If
they have,
there's a safety grant in the League of Cities and Towns, you can probably get a couple of times. The grants for them are based on our total budget and stuff, so it's last time we were between 2,000 and 2,500.
I mean,
We need temporary funds. Does that fall under emergency management for ARPA, or do we spend all that?
no, we still have
We
15.
still got some art.
I mean, it's $300 a
There's
year.
money in the checking account, you can pay for it.
Okay.
You can figure out where. The days are long gone when I wouldn't get paid so that the road crew could get paid. We now have cash flow that lives in the checking account. But 40 years ago, that was the case, no longer.
Well, then, if we have money to pay for it, I would just like to make a motion to accept Countryside for
87, no, 96.65.
96.65 for the security system, thank you.
For the town garage.
For the town garage, thank you, Judy, you were making this motion with me. And that we, take it out of. Do we take it out of ARPA money for now? And then, and apply for a grant? Do we have to apply for a grant before we, actually pay for something?
I've got to email Wade and see what.
Oh.
He wants to do.
All right. So then we can't,
It's been a few years since we've gotten anything from them, so.
okay,
you can
So-
authorize it. Order it until I figure it out.
all right.
So we can second the motion to accept Countryside, and then next month we can do the
Maybe figure out the funding.
Yep.
If need be.
payment once we figure stuff out.
So did you second it or?
I'll second it.
Okay,
All in favor?
aye.
Okay.
Okay. Going. TAP grant DMK.
So I put in your packet the information that Melody got about the new stormwater construction permit.
So the way I was reading it, we're not disturbing an acre, correct?
No,
Anymore. Well,
If we,
I wanted to know if there was a timeline. You know, is it
Mhm.
within 5 years, 2 years?
Yep,
right,
Whatever, because we are not disturbing the acre right now with that thing. there.
yeah.
no,
But I don't know who to ask to clarify that. There was
yeah,
an option on here that you could. Ask for. Somebody to review it, but they wanted way more information than I wanted to give them. I didn't want to alert them that we might
Right.
be doing something.
right, because then they're gonna,
They
then,
didn't know who the parcel was.
right, then they're gonna act like a salesman and.
so I wanna know about, is it part of a common plan development?
It's not a common plan. I
So,
don't think so.
Okay,
That seemed more like it was for ski areas and big subdivisions
Right.
and
right, that's, yeah,
not just.
that's what I
I
remember
kept
that.
reading it as a no, but it's like, that might be my personal bias kicking
Right,
in.
that's-
No, but that's the way yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, we're
Yeah,
not gonna disturb an
mean-
acre, so I really don't think that we will if we're not, if we're not continuing. It's because, I don't know. For me, it just depends on what we decide about the other grant.
And speaking of not continuing, one of the things that they talked about at the TAC meeting last time was Castleton also has a salt and sand shed grant, and they have opted not to go for it for a lot of the same reasons we're
We are.
struggling
Yeah.
with. Their grant was for 300K. And
Same as ours.
they're like, just can't afford it.
Yeah,
They are looking at building it in themselves and they have a quote from a local contractor, but I didn't catch the name of the local contractor.
Did you catch the price?
No, but if you want, I can reach out and see if they'll tell me.
yeah.
I would love to know.
Okay,
I would love to know. We also explored another option. That.
We've been doing a little exploratory, but I think. Premature, release to the general public would be. Not in the best interest of the town at this point,
Okay,
so you can go into an executive session for that purpose for a couple of minutes.
Mhm.
And then you come out and we can resume the meeting. If you just wanna bring everybody up.
yeah, we can do that, just just so everybody's, us are on the same page.
Mhm.
Right.
Go outside for our executive session.
Okay, sounds good to me. Eric,
And we probably wanna invite. Eric,
yes, yeah, I just, yeah.
that's a booby trap, Kevin, you fall over it, that's your booby.
If I fall over, the meeting's done.
It's there, so if people don't.
Fell
walk by
over
it.
it.
We'll be right back, everybody.
The owl don't come out there.
I know, it's way nicer out there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and for the new open meeting laws, we have to record them, so
Oh.
that's because I have.
Oh, perfect.
We don't have to do it.
We're back, hi.
So now you've moved out of executive session and you're back in regular session.
Yes,
Say
No
it.
action will be taken.
no action will be taken at this time.
So just so you know, Robbie is now online.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna put the decisions about the board contract on hold, or are you gonna can it and say we're done? Or do you wanna try to get input from the general public before? You just do that?
I think because of our. I mean, we've done a lot of homework on this.
Yeah, it's,
And I think I don't wanna delay it anymore. I think it's just, I think we need to just make a decision about the grant. Are you okay with that? Because I know that I read through the minutes and, way back, and I know in 2017, they got, the grant was applied for, and then it was, it wasn't accepted, the application. And then, what was that meeting? I think it was 9. I don't know if it was 9/9/21. You discussed the salt sheds again, and you wanted a building at 85 by 120. And you had solid numbers for the costs, and the select board assistant suggested to try to apply for the grant again. So you actually were the one that wanted the grant applied for again.
I did not apply for it the first time, and I did not apply for it the second.
No,
time.
Kathy
That was
agreed,
all-
agreed
that
to
was
write it, but you made the suggestion, so I just want to know if you, I just felt like you had a little bit of,
interest in it.
stronger interest in it than. I didn't know
No,
why.
the only interest was that I didn't want the town to have to pay $500,000.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
No,
you get a grant, then fine, but
That's
Yeah.
not, I don't see that happening.
no, I don't, I just, yeah, I just think that with our research and things and what other towns are going through.
So,
not worth
you
it.
probably have to pay back between 25 and 30,000 to the state.
yeah, it's a small price to pay to get buried into something that could potentially really hurt us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would agree with that. So do you need a motion to?
Yeah.
So,
Before go the grant and not accept the amendment to the contract and try to get out of the contract.
so I will make a motion to dissolve the grant and not move forward with the amendment.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I know, that's a good, this is better.
Melody did. I was going to, but Melody beat me by like half a
I
second.
know, I can feel the energy going. "Ooh, ooh,
I
ooh."
was gonna second myself there.
I was just wanting to make sure that the way the motion was, that Gail was happy with. it.
Right.
Sometimes
Yeah.
she gently corrects us.
Hmm. All right, yeah,
So I will report, once I advise this, Stephanie of this, I will see what ramifications there are.
you're right.
In case you need a real quick meeting to undo what you just did, but I don't foresee that that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I thought it was around 25,000.
It was, but we got another payment since then,
Oh. How much was that?
5,800 or something.
Okay, so.
They can claw back what they've actually paid us, plus their time. For the $2,000 that they've been attached to.
Right. Why is your light going on your truck? So,
I have a short in it.
I sent out,
I haven't eaten tonight, that could be
bids
good.
for the tree removal. We did get David Birdsall to go tie ribbons around a whole bunch of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's 100 and something.
I was not expecting that, though.
I wasn't either. but
Well, and that's not all. of them.
No.
Yeah, no, I just would, it shrunk. I was afraid you didn't have
So
enough
I
trees
sent
to-
out bids to Trees Incorporated, to Davy, who bought Valencourt, and there's another one in Rutland that was on the,
And this is the only one we got
and
back.
this is the only one we got back, he dropped it off the other day, this is the one that did Rivian. And he said he was gonna blow everybody's socks off because he had this big, long special truck
Okay.
that nobody else had.
I'll spec,
He's got a crane truck with a harvester,
Mhm.
Okay.
so it could reach up, grab stuff and just zing.
Mhm.
set it there. So. Also got, stump grinder.
Yeah, those are handy.
Grind whatever stumps you're asking.
Mhm.
75-foot bucket truck. Total price per day for crew and equipment. Indicated in number one above, $5,000 a day.
And I think he said he could do it between November and December.
Estimated work time, 7 days. So. He's gonna eat up the full 35 grand.
Well, he might, it depends how many trees he cuts, and if he gets them all cut in 4 days, then
Right,
we see if there's other trees there he can cut.
Or if he gets delayed, he doesn't come till the end of November, we asked. No, yeah, we still have to be done the end of December, but yeah,
Yeah.
he gets pushed. Or delay, I guess I should say.
yeah,
Got 5 days of work.
Yeah.
Should be able to fit 5 days of work in.
Mhm.
okay, so.
You sharing this?
Yeah, no, it's mine.
In front of it.
Are you happy with the trees that we marked? Okay, then
Yeah, I
any
think,
others need to be in?
well, we'll have to talk to Anderson, or Anderson Hill Farm. He didn't mark that whole clump. He marked some of that clump across from the Frog Rock, kind of this way a little bit, but I think that it would be nice if that whole clump was gone. Just for safety and mowing, but I don't know if Andersons are okay with it or not.
So you better make sure you talk to Anderson. Larry did say he wanted it to be, but log length was good for him.
And do we have like the insurance validation and things like that?
They'll provide it before they start, they'll have to.
And are they gonna have flaggers? Are they,
I think
I
that's
think
part
at
of
one
it.
point we had agreed to do flaggers, but I thought we modified it.
that's what I thought too.
But I don't know if it got modified or not.
I think that was part of the thing was they were providing their own.
Well, we gotta make sure,
Probably why the price won't.
yeah.
Did I have that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, look at your truck right now. Look at it. Why is it light on?
I don't know.
Is there like a reflection from back here?
It's
There's a light on.
it's on,
Yeah.
it's got a short in it.
Oh.
Don't worry about the smoke, it's not a big deal.
Well, I just was wondering what was
It must have a short in it because it's off.
my garage.
Or there's a ghost in my truck. I
Well,
don't
anyway, You
know.
looked at me like I was crazy, so that's why.
Or mouse.
Yeah. All right, we digress.
Okay, oh, so we do we,
So you gotta move it.
so I move to accept. Who was that?
McCall.
McCall tree removal. It's bid to do the tree removal.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Are we
Uh,
gonna just, make sure, we're gonna contact them and make sure that they, all the other
Right, I'm gonna ask them for a contract
okay,
that you can sign,
okay,
and the contract will have to have,
Okay.
provide the insurance.
uh,
And they'll be working with Eric to figure out.
Yeah.
when.
okay.
Do it in October, we might be able to help them. but
Oh,
If they're gonna do it in November, I wouldn't count on that stuff.
so it's not gonna snow till December. We're good.
When are the tire years again?
What's that?
For the bats. Can't remember, is that October or
It
is
says
it?
after November first.
Okay, after, yeah, so you can't help flag in October for them.
Well, I thought they said they could,
They made,
allowed us to-
David Birdsall called them and they made an exception that we could go back to October.
Oh, okay, nice. Very nice,
so that does take a little.
yes.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
That helps.
Sweet.
Great.
Okay, review fiscal year 24 financial reports. I've done that.
There's a few things that have changed back and forth because the debit account, I haven't, general journal goes out because of the debit account, you know, Eric can go charge gas or this or that.
Okay.
And so when the bill gets paid, it gets paid out of that account, then I have to do a general journal to actually put it under gasoline and stuff like that. So if you take these two reports together, like the revenues show that we spent an extra $129,000. And the expenditures that said we spent an extra 76,700, so it's still to the good. Part of being to the good is the extra fund revenues.
Oh, the back property tax.
No, the interest. The interest that we got from the bank.
Oh,
Mm,
Oh, wow.
Interest is an extra $15,000.
nice.
We were getting $800 interest.
Could
and
do
now
that,
it's
shouldn't
Nice,
18,000.
sweet.
And the delinquent taxes show up because we don't budget to get them because they're part of the budgeted amount of taxes you're gonna collect. You know,
Right.
look up on line 6. We
Yeah.
budgeted collecting 682, we collected 625. So that 57 shows up again when Cat's collecting big delinquent taxes, at least some of them.
Okay,
And the other thing was we got the Potter's Brook grant in FY 24, not in FY 23. So the expenses were all in a different year, so the revenue is in this year.
that 36,000's reflected in 25. Or I mean, 24.
Say that again.
So the pot, this 36,000 is for this year.
This is what we ended up with, an extra 36,000.
Yep,
This is, the balance shows up as a negative just because
Mhm.
that's the way the Adobe accounting works.
yeah.
okay,
So we had budgeted 90,000, we ended up with 160. But of this 22,000 here, we're gonna have to give that back. Plus
Mm.
more. That's the tax rate.
Mhm.
yep.
So don't think you got a lot to spend.
Eh,
Yeah, it's on
And
there.
part of- and part of the expenditures are the 14,000 we paid for the culvert at Patriots, because that's in FY 24, and the rest of the project and reimbursement, it's gonna be in FY 25.
okay.
Good.
Okay,
Just for. There may be a couple of retreats, but it's pretty much. That's what.
and they're not giving electricity away anymore.
Oh.
Jeez.
We should put a lot of them in that book. Really well to the back of that.
Should have, right? Yeah, we should have. Not a bad idea.
So that's a nice bump coming under budget with the crack ceiling too.
Yeah, I'm not sure we did though.
Yeah. The,
Did they give me 10 grand? Can't remember.
12? Or no,
Yes,
sorry.
they came in under budget.
Mhm.
It was more than I thought it was gonna be, because
Or no,
the rubber was more
spent.
expensive than I thought it was gonna be.
but still less than what it would have been if we paid somebody to do it.
Yeah, we're in the green by like 50,000.
Cause what did you say they ended up being per day?
7,000,
7
yeah.
grand a day.
And we did,
Pretty much the only company that works in the state of Vermont, so they normally get the statewide contracts, and I know last year they struggled having enough employees, I guess, or help.
Yeah.
So to do the projects that they had.
Oh, wow,
So, yeah, doing little towns like us was not.
not on their priority,
Yeah,
yep,
I think we did just as good as they would have done, and I think we did a better job.
Any idea how many miles we covered?
We did all of the East Road, we did all of Mountain View. And we did, from like Northrop Road to Gulf Road intersection.
so you did 3/4 of town,
And this is all getting paved and, well, that's new, so I'm thinking. That end of 140 we'll wait and we'll do next year,
right,
cause it's gonna crack this wind. So I almost kept it for another. For July,
yeah,
and then just did this year's all at once, but we had other stuff to do.
yeah,
I was like, I can't.
yeah,
no, and I'm gonna speak for the board here, so if you guys disagree, let me know, but, we would like to thank you guys for doing that.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
the hottest we've had. so
Yeah.
yeah, I
far.
said something to Glennie about it and Ronnie, but I can't imagine that was,
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it's definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on vacation, but really hot.
Yeah.
yeah, the day, yes,
I was with him when it was hot too.
it's just been hot, I mean, it's been brutal. Okay, so we making a motion to,
Why, do I have, are we going through payroll at all? Here, I just, Ronnie, please forgive me. I saw this and I just had a question about, one of his, it was Thursday, which was the 4th and the 5th were holidays, and I just was curious what that was about. Does anybody know?
Because they get 3 floating holidays
Oh, okay,
in a year. They have officially, 6 holidays, and they get 3 floaters, and they can take them. like
Oh,
the day
great.
after
Okay.
Thanksgiving, which is nice. That's a floating.
oh, good, now I know.
so I make a motion to accept, do we have to make a motion to accept the financial reports?
Yes.
The warrants and orders, are you asking about?
And the warrants and orders.
Okay, so I'll
Are we good on both of those?
Yep,
Yes, I am now.
Okay, make a motion to accept, financial reports and warrants and orders.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
And this packet is really big because this copier is not talking to the computer, so I couldn't scan all those timesheets. Normally I just email them, but I couldn't scan them, so I had to print them.
it's,
But I figured you wanted to look at it.
did we estimate the year end of balance? I think we did that, didn't we?
We had not estimated the end of the year balances. I had a couple people working on that today, but we did not get to the point where I felt comfortable.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, so we'll do that next month.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. Set salary wage schedule for 2025.
So that's the.
Percentage.
Yeah. And at budget time, you had included 3% increase, so that's what I did on here. And we have decided that we want to talk about it before we have to put it into effect, so. The first pay period went out with the old schedule, so if you decide to give anybody a raise, I'll make sure they get covered for the hours they had last week.
I just wanna say my paycheck went down. Yeah.
He noticed right away.
It
Went
went
down.
down. Just throwing it out there.
Why'd it go down?
It went down because the retirement withholding
Oh,
went
went
up
up,
a little bit, and there's this new childcare contribution where the town pays 75% of it and the employee pays 1% of the 0.44%, so
yeah,
it was a few bucks.
Oh, so my next paycheck will go down.
Yeah,
Look forward to that.
you're ready.
Cause we're 2 weeks
I
behind.
gotta use the bathroom really quick.
Well, when you're expecting a raise and your paycheck is less, you go back to the town office and you say, take it back.
What happened? What'd you do?
That's all, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's blinking.
Is it working?
No. Always stop, there it goes. Just trying to make me crazy. If I see it. Hmm. So have we started with the new waste guy?
No, you haven't approved this yet, so.
Yeah, we gotta approve that.
I think it's been. Change, last week it was just. Ronnie and Eric that got paid. Most people get paid at the end of the month.
Okay.
So it's,
Um,
so this what I over here is the 3% added to it.
oh, yeah.
No, what is the asterisk for? I didn't see where that was.
That's for me, that's
Oh,
on
that's
the
you,
next
sorry.
page, it
Yep.
says Gail Fowler, rate is based on years on the job and experience.
Sorry, I did. see
But
that.
I put it in there, but I know full well that when I'm gone, somebody's gonna be paid at least $10 an hour more than me, but for now, it looks like I get more because I've been here so long.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything glaringly off about it. Does anybody else? Any questions? Make a motion to accept it.
And what, so are we,
So everybody's getting 3%,
oh, okay, so we're,
if that's what you needed.
So make a motion to accept the salary and wage schedule for 2024.
you guys wanna keep it at 3?
Yeah, very, sounds
For
good.
3.
Okay, all right.
One second.
Who's seconding?
Oh, I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
All right,
So there'll be a little extra in this page. Next week, so the week after, it's gonna go down again, because you won't have that extra 40 times the dollar or something. Yeah. I think your rate went up like about $1.
Well, like I said, it's a little shocking, we didn't shift them a raise and you get less. What happened?
so I didn't even know that was the thing. Of course, I don't get a paycheck, so,
No, at the last meeting, we discussed it,
Yeah.
and.
right,
It wasn't in a clean copy like this,
right,
we wanted to look at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the child thing, I didn't, that's,
we
We
voted on
discussed that before, and you
a
said,
few months ago.
the town could have paid the whole thing.
right, yep,
But the most you can make employees pay is 25% of that.
Yep.
0.44, so.
yep,
On $100, it's $1 for the kids. And we pay $3.
Tea party.
The legislature is finding money in many places that, they put a raise on marriage licenses for 1 year for $15 because they wanted that money to go to something totally not related to marriages, but they couldn't, they needed that amount of money, so.
All right.
So now we have to remember to collect $3 during 2024, and now we're gonna start collecting them back to 60. It is what it is.
Nice. Onward.
okay. Um. Committee list, meeting schedule, duties, reporting to select board.
We gotta do
It
the
was in,
Robbie's thing.
yep,
Robbie, are you there?
Robbie, yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's
still there.
fine. His
Oh,
phone's
there,
there.
he's gonna come.
Are you there, Robbie? You can speak.
Might be putting the
Just don't
picture
bark.
Oh, maybe it's bedtime.
Good night.
Night, Eric. Thanks.
Well, anyways,
Robbie leaves. This for the best of all. Yeah. Did you get this? Is that your paper?
Yes,
Okay. Just look at it.
so Robbie is chair of the recreation committee. Yes. And he wanted to know if they have any money to spend. And I said, no, but you can come ask the select board for something. They want to replace the backboard up here. That's it. And
was part of
Pass.
it see-through?
no, it's here. Here's the picture that he. Here's what he wants to put up.
No, I
Um,
see half of it's missing.
Oh. Well, half of it is missing, that's why.
See-through.
I asked him if he was gonna replace the pole too, and he said, well, I don't know. But anyways, it turns out that there was one down at the Wallingford transfer station for about a month, and somebody was supposed to nab it or set it aside for us. So we might not have to buy something new.
Yeah.
But anyways, it gets back to the school replaced the slide, because their insurance said they had to take the slide out, so they replaced the slide. Right now, I don't think the school has any money to replace this. I talked to the new principal and I thought maybe we could hit up the parents club for something. I think this is 159 and, oh, I meant to ask Eric. I left a message at the,
It says 160 and shipping.
That's it?
well, that's just the backboard. Probably doesn't include the hoop or the net or,
Yeah. well, I mean, what do
fasteners or
you-
anything. But anyways, if he wants to paint a foul line on it.
Yep.
So kids can practice a foul shot. So I left a message for Eric to see if the road crew had any white paint left, because they painted lines on the pavements at that time, so I got to check with Eric again. So anyways, he wants to replace the backboard. It is on town property.
But it's looking like that
It's-
pole might,
Yeah, it's like the pole needs to get.
I mean,
I
I've
would
seen the
think the
pole
pole-
in person, the pole's.
I would think the pole should be replaced too.
And what is the pole now? Is it
It's just a cedar, it's probably just
Yeah.
a cedar
a cedar post?
tree.
It's not like a
It's
treated.
petrified cedar now.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it was like a old,
Oh,
telephone pole.
telephone pole. It should be
Uh,
a telephone pole.
I don't know, it doesn't quite look like it.
No, but it should be one.
looks like something really chewed that, like that side of the whole.
I think it just got old and wet and somebody whacked it with a basketball too hard.
Yeah.
So
So,
I explained that the select board would have to find a little bit of money someplace for do some recreation, because it's not in the budget. We could put money in next year's budget, but in this year's budget, we should probably be able to find.
Did we
Something.
give them some money from ARPA or?
We didn't give them any.
Oh, okay, we
had
didn't give
set-
them money.
We had
Okay.
set some aside, so you could use ARPA money to cover it.
Mhm.
so why don't we have him put together a price for backboard and pole and work? The work to would do
I
to
think
do it,
he was thinking they were gonna volunteer to do it.
okay?
That was my understanding of this.
Uh,
He was gonna
And,
get somebody to help him.
I mean, at the most, he's probably looking at with a pole backboard and the stuff that goes with it. The most, he's probably looking at $500.
I think under 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
So,
could authorize him to spend not to exceed $350 or something, I don't know. And it depends if we can get that one from Wallingford,
Right.
what kind of shape it's in.
right, so, and then,
I talked to Jen Galusha, he's the new principal, and her husband saw it there. So she was gonna have him nab it last night or something, but I didn't get a chance. to talk to her today. In that case, it would be less, we can spend more for the pool.
right, so I mean, if we. Said not to exceed like $400, I mean, it's not that much money, I mean, we could just allocate it from the ARPA.
Yeah, cause my thought was, I don't know how much we'd wanna allocate, but it's like. kind of, here's your money, you guys spend it how you feel you need to, unless we have other strings attached to it.
I don't think they have anything else in mind to spend money on,
Mhm.
but this came up and we're trying to fix it. So.
But yeah, either way, we would either give them a smaller amount or. I mean, this is a bit old, but it looks like we were talking. $5,000 for outdoor stage and hillside seating, and then low cost measures.
I mean,
for
we could allocate this to them. And then if there's another. Something else down the road,
Mhm.
because
Right,
we have to
just-
spend it
just
by
have- just have them come
26,
You have to allocate it by 24. By
24.
the end of December, it has to be allocated,
I thought we had,
but we don't have much left actually.
And then we didn't-
They wanna do it this year,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
'Cause
thought
I
we-
was gonna say if you wait till next year,
I
it
thought it was
would
like
definitely be a
15
community fund grant. Would cover that.
15.
I don't think we
15,000?
have that much left.
No.
I'll try to get that for you for the August meeting.
Well, we at least have 5,
Yeah,
so we could allocate them 4.
400.
yeah, I'd be fine with that.
And if it's more than that, they can come back. but-
Mhm.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
Okay. We'll make a motion to allocate $400 out of ARPA money for the recreation committee to put up their basketball,
yes,
fix the basketball.
I second that. All in favor?
I,
Okay. Lost my place.
for the committee list meeting
Yes.
schedule,
Yep,
I was wondering, do we wanna bump that a month, being it's meeting at this time?
Yeah.
We don't have anybody here.
We probably-
Write out and vote a very good thing, and then I added the top sentence to it, and spread it out here, just. But I thought you guys should all look at it before we sent it. out
read
under
it.
your
I think it
name.
looks
Yeah.
great.
I just want, for me, for the end of the first paragraph. Ideally, the email should be sent.
It's spent.
It says spent.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
To
saw
the
that.
town clerk, I think it should be 4 days prior to the select board meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
everybody needs a deadline and we now have to get our agenda 3 days
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yep, that works.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess if you wanna just bump them all a month, do we wanna have our? We talked about having all of these guys at a separate meeting in August. Do we wanna push that to September or still have it in August?
I'm having a grandchild coming in September, so I just don't know what to tell you about that. I'm fine with August.
Or do
I
we wanna
guess.
kick it to October? I don't remember how busy October was last year.
I think we got a lot going on in August's
Let's
meeting.
do.
Yeah.
Let's
October.
do October.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, that will give these, I mean, you're asking them to come up with things. so
Yeah,
that'll give
in a
them
short
time
period of
to
time,
have a
yes.
meeting and discuss it and.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, our August meetings already got quite a bit on it.
Yep, yes, if we just do planning commission in August and then. Equity to September and then recreation to,
Actually, September, that might be a problem too, but okay.
So,
do we
Wow,
wanna,
that's September again, I don't know.
do we wanna kick or well,
Well, that would be at a regular select board meeting.
yeah, and we could, I mean, if you want, we could flop recreation and equity, we could do recreation in September and then maybe do equity in November.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
So,
That works.
planning commission is August,
Mm-hmm.
the rec committee is September.
It's still September, and then, equity and inclusion would be November and everybody else is in October.
Okay.
Do we still wanna have a separate meeting? For the October one, just because hopefully it will go quick, but that's still a lot of people to hear a regular meeting.
Well, some of these might just be saying, you know, we're the community center board, you have no regulation over us. This is our purpose, thank you for being, for inquiring.
Thanks for playing.
Throw out an idea. Which I don't know if we should bring that up, but
Community center board,
What was that? I forgot.
they were talking of,
Oh, right,
disbanding
right.
and giving the responsibilities back to the select board.
Nice.
Oh, for the community center?
Yeah, for the community center, because the community center board was formed when the school owned the school, and
Gotcha.
the town owned the community center, so we did an interlocal contract and the select board appointed a member and the school board appointed a member, and we elected one at town meeting. But then, before we joined Mill River, the school gave the town all the school buildings, so the town owns everything now. I mean, because part of it was because it was sitting on the town green, the school didn't own the land under it. So now it's all the town, so do we need a separate board to look at use of the community center or the school? I mean, right now the school is set because they're leasing it and paying stuff and in order to use it.
So then we gotta, then this,
So,
then,
so then you would just deal with
yeah,
issues that the community center deals with for. They meet twice a year, so.
so we would have to appoint somebody from this, from the select board to be a point person for community center.
I mean, I'm already on the committee.
There you go. Thanks for volunteering.
I mean,
Well, we've got to figure out how to, I think we resolved the interlocal contract, but we still have this agreement.
Right.
in what- At one point, school district voters had a say, but we don't want all the school districts, the other three
Right.
school districts having a say on it, so. But we hashed it out a little bit in the past, but never got very far, but just think about it, so
Okay.
that, you
Yeah.
know, Trish is paid as a town employee and the community center reimburses us, so that funds are probably, I mean, it's still town funds. That would still be the same thing, but just draw up some new guidelines,
Yeah.
and the select board could discuss community center issues if they had to, for the given point in
Okay.
time.
I mean, for the most part, the community or the committee members were agreeable to still serving on it, if that's the way they decided to go, but.
Right, and just have one of us be, I mean, not one of us, you,
But it might be that something we have to vote on a town meeting, so that's what we gotta do, a little research on
Okay.
this, to see if voters, I think voters have some kind of say in that.
okay,
But just to bat it around and see if it's
feasible.
right.
Okay. Uh, Okay, we're moving on to next. Speed limit ordinance update from speed committee.
I didn't get a chance to do anything with that.
Okay, that's fine, we can do that. Potentially next month.
Yep.
It shouldn't take too long, we just have to adopt that.
Right, I just have to go through.
Yeah.
and Get rid of all the little comments and
Yeah.
make sure that the comments in the right place from the cities and towns that they show up in supposed to show.
Yep. Okay, new business, speed cart, speed feedback, signs, lights, recommendations. From speed limit committee. So the lights, I talked to Rachel and I talked to Aileen. They're both on board with it, but they just don't want. I believe the lights only flashing in one direction. I believe there's a, like a thing on the back of them.
Mhm.
She was just concerned with it flashing at her house,
Yeah.
which I don't believe it will, because I think they have a thing on the back of them, and they only are directed.
I can't remember, do they have the sides too, kind of like a traffic signal?
Yes, yeah,
Then, yeah, it should reduce it quite a bit.
yes.
Your light was catching my eye this whole meeting, so it is a thing.
It is a thing. It's a test. I did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah, sure you did.
The battery is dead, the light is out now.
Yeah, or a ghost fell asleep. So-
It was up on top.
Yep,
Yeah.
so, so that, yes, they're both very much on board, they just don't want it flashing in their homes. And the 25 faces away from Rachel, so
Mm.
she wouldn't be getting it, that faces away from Aileen, so she wouldn't get that, and I don't think the stop sign being over here is gonna affect Rachel.
Yeah, I don't think so. The 25 is the one with the school sign or the 25 that's further towards what used to be Grants?
I think it's down over the hill a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
When you're approaching the 25, I think it's down over the
yeah,
hill a
because the
little
one with the
bit.
school sign on their lawn, we should do some thinning and trimming of that
Yes.
tree, just so the sign is
Yep.
actually
Visible.
visible.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. Um. And then the speed car and the feedback signs, I want. I mean, I would like, and I think the rest of the committee felt the same way, is because that's a fairly good expenditure. I'd like to bring that to town meeting
Mhm.
and put that
Mhm.
on town meeting and see what everybody's thoughts are on that.
And what all, I mean, how, you can go expensive depending on it.
Right,
You can
so,
make it tell you different things.
right, so prior to the town meeting, we'll put something out explaining both of them, positive, negatives, cost,
Yeah,
what they both entail. And then whether we should do one or the other or not do anything.
Yeah, I like the idea of the voters telling us
Yep.
what they prefer us doing.
I like the ones that Wallingford have, just
Yes.
over the bridge, they've got a sign and it says,
I
"You're going too fast."
I slow down every time I see that thing.
Well, then slow down before you get there.
Right.
See, because that's about where they had the car, and my sister said the same thing I did. I slowed down for the bridge, because then
Yeah.
you got that sharp corner. She's like, until then, I'm coasting.
Yes, you can gain some wicked speed going down that hill.
It's like your driveway. I'm normally doing over 25, but I slow down for this walk because I've been hit
Yep.
almost hit too many
Yep.
times.
So I guess.
So you're gonna move to get the amber signs for the 25-mile-an-hour school sign things and.
And the red light for the stop sign. What do you guys,
Because that was what, $500 total?
I think it was under 5, yeah. For
And
the
they were
4
supposed
of
to
them,
last 5 years.
I think 5 years, yep,
Yeah, we can try it.
okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of the first step in
Mhm.
minimizing speed in the center of town.
Did what Kevin said, make enough of a motion, or do we need a motion? All right, then I should,
Flashing amber and red lights, yes.
okay, I'll be the second then.
All in favor?
I,
And so they're going on the school sign or they're going on the.
They're gonna go on, they're gonna go on the 25-mile-an-hour
post?
post. And then obviously the red one on the stop sign.
And so they're all ready for that?
Yep. Well, we did the repair the backboard,
open meeting law.
open meeting law update.
So agendas are now supposed to be posted 3 days ahead. Which is new to me, but they said it's old. In the past, I thought it was 48 hours, and if you had to, you could do it in 24 hours, but. They want the agendas posted now, 3 days ahead.
What happened?
The bigger thing is now there are advisory and non-advisory committee designations, but they're still having some discussion as to who fits what. If you don't have any spending authority or you're not quasi judicial, then you're advisory and you don't have to record your meetings. But the other way, like the select board, the planning commission, because they do regulations, anybody that spends money has to be, is non-advisory, and the videos have to be recorded and posted on the website if you have a town website. They can be taken down 30 days after the minutes are approved for that meeting. And that's what the workshop that we went to recommended, that you just leave them up 30 days and you can take them down.
And they also said if, for whatever reason, a committee has not approved their minutes, theoretically, you should still be safe to take the video down 30 days after the minutes should have been approved.
So it means that the website committee's got to probably set up a few more entities on there that we can post the videos to.
and who takes them down and,
Yeah,
We can take a bunch of them.
yep,
but since they recommended the 30 days, that's kind of what I would like to follow.
Yes.
is,
yep,
Like, okay, if the lawyer's saying this. And
yes, yeah,
The lawyer's
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Yeah, we don't need to get caught up in any legal
Mhm.
stuff. And Nancy does this, correct?
No, the
Ne-
website committee's been doing.
Oh, I thought she did, I thought she was part of it.
She
for some
got
reason.
off the website committee,
Oh, okay,
but she didn't wanna have meetings.
okey dokey.
But yes, the
Um,
website committee does need to meet and,
The
Yep.
website committee needs to discuss this too.
Yep.
yeah,
Uh,
Todd got off, so we might have to have the select board appoint somebody else. I asked
Okay.
Nancy a couple of weeks ago if she wanted to be on the committee, and she said no, she doesn't want to have.
okay,
Right now, committee's thinking that if you're on the committee, you can help, but you should be on the committee, whatever committee you're helping, you should be on the committee.
should we put something out that we're potentially looking, well, that we are looking for somebody?
Because the chair might be moving out of town too. But he says he can still do it from afar, but, you know, because it's.
Yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, yeah. And I see, because of that, the nature of that work, I don't think that if he can still do it, he should do it then, if we're paying him to do it, right? He doesn't, I mean. He doesn't have to live in town to do that job.
No,
Right,
no, because it's electronic.
Yeah.
The good part is if I have something, he can tell me and look on the computer and say, oh yeah, push this, push that, push that, and
Yeah.
magic happens.
the only magic I can make happen with a computer is smashing it.
that might be the better place to say. 'Cause they're useful, but they're dangerous.
This they are.
So do we need to make a motion to have the videos erased after, or deleted after 30 days, or? Do we just need to,
I'd say make a motion to follow the recommendation of 30 days. The videos can be taken down after 30 days.
I second that. All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Aye. Set town tax rate and extend the August due date 30 days from date of mailing tax bills. It's currently what, 15th?
Currently the 15th, and I have not yet received the statewide school tax.
Yep.
I've got to upload the grand list, they've got to do something with it and then they'll send it back. I'm gonna do this little. Then here I calculated, I thought I had both parts correct, but one part is not.
And we haven't had anybody grieve their assessment.
We had 14 people
14.
come to grievance. The notices for the result of the grievance got sent out last week. And they have 14 days to appeal to the Board of Civil Authority.
Yeah.
We set the grand list based on the results of grievance, not after the BCA meets. So this is our Form 411. Which is all the residentials, what it's broken down by municipal, homestead ed, non-homestead ed. So our municipal comes down here, so our taxable grand list is $1.325 million. And so just below that is the 990,000 that we've voted on the budget, and those were the extra allotments that we did for
Mhm.
agencies. And then we voted an extra 25,000 for
Paving.
paving. So that brings the total we need to raise by taxes to 734,990.
499.
So you divide that by that 1.3 million and we come up with a tax rate of 0.5435 for the town tax rate. Last year it was 0.8501 or something.
So we have gone down.
We've gone down.
That's good.
Yes, it is. Depending on what the school does.
Yeah,
Well, the good news about school taxes,
Oh, it won't take effect this year.
no, it takes effect this year, but our CLA is gonna be above 1. So it could be as high as 1.2. But if it's 1.2, then the school tax rate gets reduced by 20%. Instead of, so it might be, the school taxes might just be even of what it was last year. Just, we won't know that yet. So this local share, more to the right,
mhm,
is we have 60,000 that's voted for veterans that we reduce their assessments by. And the 517,800 is the value of the fire department. So they don't have to pay tax on that because we voted that. So that brings that to 577,800. And here I calculated it by dividing it by the
Oh, the 1
by the
million.
1.3, and that's wrong. We have to divide it by the school tax rate. So I won't be able to calculate that until next week, but that's something that you can't set. That's something that's just in
Right.
statute. We have to.
But we can set that.
It comes out, to, here it was like 0.004. So it's less than a penny to make up that difference. So what you need to do is set the town tax rate at 0.5435.
mhm. How many veterans do we have in town? I mean, I know quite a few.
We've got 2 that qualify.
Two that qualify. Okay.
Yep, it has to be a certain percentage of disability in order for them to qualify. And then because I'd have to have the taxes out on Monday in order to make the 30-day deadline
Yep.
between July 15th and
Yep.
August 15th. Chances are they're not gonna get mailed until midweek. So I just need to put a notice in there that says they're now due
At
on
the end of,
August 20th instead of August 15th. Because you have to give everybody
Mm.
30 days notice.
Yep.
So if you could.
does
set-
that give you enough time if you're gonna get them out by the 20th? I mean.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I have a folding machine now that should fold them, and then I just have.
Okay.
Rick helps me stuff them, and maybe Pat or Trish will. help me
is
stuff
your
them or
folding
something, so-
machines named Rick?
It used to be. I actually got one from Sam's Good News. He had a folding machine and we
Nice.
figured out how to make it work last year. I
Um,
got it thinking I could do it with tails, but it can't, but it will do a 3-can, so that's what we're gonna do.
Karen has many names for me too.
It's just honeydew, right? Honeydew,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll go with that. If it doesn't get,
Easy, right?
if it doesn't get done, then that name changes.
So this is the local share, and there will be a little bit more to cover what the taxes, what this local share does is covers the school tax and for the veterans and the fire department, because we voted those extra exemptions.
Okay.
So this number is not included in what down here, but the school wants its share of it, so once we get those 2 rates, then I can calculate what it is, but it's should be less than a penny. And
So,
that has shown up in our tax bills.
we need to make a motion to, set the tax rate to 0.5435.
Correct.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
And then I make a motion, we extend the August due date.
Yes,
30 days from when you actually get them in the mail.
yes. Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Members' concerns, I have none. Miscellaneous correspondence, mail. I think we had our executive session.
Mhm.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so next meeting is August 8th at 7 o'clock.
No, 6:30.
6:30, yes.
Session
Yep,
first
yep,
elsewhere.
yep. I motioned it, Judy seconded it.
Yeah, and then I made the motion for the.
Extending
due
the-
date, and you seconded.
Yep.
I was over there explaining. not to
Well, if
everybody.
6:30 is too hard, should we meet there at 7 for you?
No, because we got too much on the,
Okay.
I'll just bump through. One better than that. Mm.
What time you gotta be up?
No, my mom, we gotta get my mom to bed.
Oh,
I try to get her to bed before I come to the meeting. That's why I come right at the very end.
okay.
Every minute of my day is like, boom, boom, boom.
But that is gonna work for you.
I'll have to make it work, yeah.
Can you get one of your daughters to go to bed that night?
No,
No.
not Rainbow, it's not working for her. And yeah, waiting to be back online to, he's so busy with theater in the woods right now.
Mhm.
Okay, so I gotta put that in my calendar. 6:30, oh my God, August. Uh,
Mhm.
Oh, and there is a primary in August, the 13th.
Yes.
and we'll need
I need
counters.
ballot counters.
Mhm.
It is on my calendar, but thank you for the reminder.
And it is on the 13th. And I might call the Board of Civil Authority together just to add a few more people that volunteered and can pass out ballots and stuff. Thank you.
um. There's a primary when?
August 13th. Our next meeting is on the 8th. And the primary is the next Tuesday.
I gotta deal with raccoons, I gotta get out of here.
Okay,
Do you need raccoons? That's me there. I gotta get my chicken for that.
sorry. Did she say August 13th?
Yeah, August 13th is the primary. That's a Tuesday apparently.
I know, I didn't know if you needed a record, but
I saw it.
Then we gotta be at the community center at what time?
So do a low watch or just you?
7? but not
he was there for
100%
part of
certain.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause and some of it was, yeah, new stuff for him too.
Yeah.
So,
So we should,
it's the primary new thing there was that the listers have a
not more power, but
but
the,
it has a preponderance of evidence.
Yes.
yes, yes,
That
yes.
the appellant has to persuade the BCA that the
Yes.
issues are wrong, but otherwise they're assumed to be right. So last night we had Kevin and Judy and Rick and Michael here to watch.
Yeah,
And Pat Chilton zoomed in and Sherry zoomed in.
well, I was on another meeting, like I had to get off of that one and right onto another one after. So. I
Well, I was
can't be
glad they
anywhere
got
else.
done at 7.
I know, me too.
so we should be at the community center the 13th at 7 PM. Okay.
Unless you want to find out Valley.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
And you were in the meeting at.
Oh, yeah, so it'd meet during the meeting at 8:44. 8:45.
all right, well, have a lovely evening.
All right, have a good night.
Yes.
People on East Road are doing.
Now you,
it
these
fair.
pets, are they getting in your garbage?
So anyway. No, I've had raccoons that have been bothered, juvenile ones.